are live.
What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the Strictly Casual Podcast. Today is Friday, May 22nd, 2020. We're your hosts. I'm James Walmer.
And I'm Vincent DeSantis.
This is your unoriginal podcast from unprofessional college students. Today we have 14 items on the docket for you in store today. Just highlight a few things. We got the Mafia Trilogy. We got Valorant. And we have some Modern Warfare Season 4 we're going over, and a little bit of analytics.
We got game stuff, business stuff, all sorts of stuff going on.
Yeah, we do. We got quite the charcuterie board of news stories
That's
for
a nice
you
way
today.
to put it.
Thank you.
Yeah.
But first and foremost, Vin.
Yes.
What have you been playing? How you doing?
Bro, I'm doing pretty good. I've been playing, to no one's surprise, more Modern Warfare, unfortunately. It's just
That's
has me
okay.
sucked
You're
in and
grinding,
tied
baby.
Tied around the corner.
What's your season pass rank?
It's 100.
Battle pass rank.
It's
Wow.
100.
There it is.
I've been playing. Okay, I downloaded Infamous First Light this week, because I wanted to finish it off. I heard it was an easy platinum, and I really love Infamous Second Son, so I jumped back in, and apparently I had already beat like half the story, so I finished up the other half in like a couple hours, and it was a fun time. I had a good time, but I will not be going for the platinum because I'm not really looking to grind anything right now. But First Light, it's fun, it's cool, it's Sucker Punch, and the powers are so much fun. I just have a great time, so that's that.
That's great. That's incredible.
Yeah, what have you been playing?
All right, Vin. So this week is a big week for me.
Okay.
Also, this microphone's taking up way too much screen real estate. I'm
Okay.
gonna move it a little off
Perfect.
to the side,
Yeah.
just so you can see me. Okay, it was a little ridiculous.
Yeah.
But this week is a big week because I beat my second favorite game of all time for the first time.
James Walmer. He did it, baby.
I did. I beat Bloodborne.
Beat
I beat Bloodborne. Got the true ending, the secret ending.
Okay.
The one in which you have to get all 3 sections of the umbilical cord.
Okay.
And then you eat the umbilical cord.
Sure, as you would.
And then,
Duh, yeah.
As you would. And then you fight the moon at the very end of the game.
The moon. The planet.
The moon. The
Okay.
presence of the moon, more specifically.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
That sounds epic.
It was epic. And so right after you beat it, it throws you right into New Game Plus.
Sure.
To my surprise, so Braxton and I, we were playing it together.
Uh-huh.
And so we got to get Braxton on the podcast, by the way.
I know. Yeah, we do.
Talk about him too much, not to. Anyway, so we're playing Bloodborne, and he beats the moon presence before me. And so our original plan was we were going to beat the game and then do the DLC right afterward. However, after you beat the moon, after you beat the final boss, it does the final cinematic.
Okay.
And then just throws you straight into New Game Plus. You wake up at Yusefka's clinic, and then that's
so
it.
how do you
New Game
complete
Plus.
the DLC stuff?
You have to go back and get to the certain point in the game, which the DLC becomes available, which is the Vicar, after you beat Vicar Amelia, who's the big white dog lady.
Okay.
And then after you kill her, then you
unlocked.
go to the Hunter's Dream, pick up a thing, and then you can go to the DLC.
Interesting.
area.
So you have a lot of grinding to do to play this DLC again? Or to play this
It'll
DLC?
only probably take me like an hour,
Okay.
because Cleric Beast is an optional boss.
Freaking Cleric Beast.
Honestly, Vin, as easy as the Cleric Beast is, you can skip him.
I have to beat him for my own personal
You just
gain,
hug his
my
butt, Vin.
responsibility. I can't.
You just hug his butt.
I know.
Hug his ass.
Yeah, I guess I gotta. I really do have to.
I'll do it with you, Vin.
James, you beat it for me last time. This is something I need to accomplish on my own. I need to prove to myself that I can beat the Cleric Beast.
That's not gonna happen until you re-download the game, Vin.
That's true. I need that willpower first. I have to defeat the boss of my 500 gigabyte hard drive before I can defeat the Cleric Beast.
That's the hardest boss of all.
Absolutely. Unbeatable.
But now that I've beat Bloodborne,
Yes.
Braxton's one of his favorite games is Dark Souls 3.
Right.
So then we're gonna go through and play Dark Souls 3, a game which I thought I had, but I had to buy.
Interesting.
It was like
Dark
$20
Souls 3.
on BestBuy.com.
Love it.
So
Good stuff.
there it is.
Okay, now. Last week,
No.
we did a little reporting that the Mafia Twitter account was tweeting a couple words, and they did they have a teaser out last week? I do not know. Yes.
I believe they had a teaser.
Okay. Well, they said on the 21st, which was yesterday. No, 20th, 19th.
21st was yesterday.
Okay, so then the 19th,
Okay.
a trailer was released for the Mafia Trilogy Remastered, and a teaser for Mafia 1 Remake. Is that
Mhm.
correct?
Yes, and this is a very important distinction.
Yes.
Because while all three are called Definitive Editions, so
Right.
it's Mafia Definitive Edition, Mafia 2 Definitive Edition, and Mafia 3 Definitive Edition. I don't know why they named them all the same thing, because the first one does set itself apart,
Yes.
and that I'm just going to get right into the
Do it,
article.
yeah.
Is that okay,
Do
Vin?
Yeah.
So this is straight from the MafiaGame.com website /news. So it's 2 remasters and 1 remake. Very
Yep.
important distinction. So Mafia, the first game, Definitive Edition, this is straight off the website, quote, is a complete overhaul of the original game that was released and improves on the beloved classic in every way imaginable, rebuilt from the ground up by Hangar 13. It's a faithful but expanded 4K and HDR ready remake that not only makes dramatic improvements to the original visuals and gameplay, but also builds upon its award-winning narrative and adds new features. Very cool stuff.
Pretty damn cool. Okay. Pretty.
You saw
damn
the
cool.
screenshots. Okay, so something that's so Nibel, one of our favorite gaming news Twitter accounts,
Yeah.
we did a quick checklist of everything that's going to be coming to the
Okay.
remake. And so it's rebuilt from the ground up with updated script and with new dialogue and backstories, new
Okay.
cutscenes, new gameplay sequences and features, and it's not using an original engine, it's using the Mafia 3 engine,
Which is a little
which
scary.
I don't remember how well Mafia 3 ran or how good it looked, to be honest. But it is coming August 28th.
Now, is it using the Mafia 3 engine that it came out on a couple years ago, or this definitive edition? I'm sure it's a remake, so the graphics won't matter because in the engine, like, because they're rebuilding it. But Mafia 3
Hangar
just looked
13
okay.
Hangar 13 is the same developer as Mafia 3. So I assume they're using the same Mafia 3 engine.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hmm.
But the screenshots looked good. I mean, I guess it's
Screenshots
just a
looked
screenshot, but the
amazing.
screenshots look great.
Yeah. I'm very excited.
Hmm.
Because, like, I've never played the Mafia trilogy before. I played a little bit of the third one, that's it. And I talked about that a little last week. But I want to start from Mafia 1 and then play through all of them. And so right now... Oh, yeah, we didn't even say. So 2 and 3 are out right now. They came out
2 and
the
3 are
day
out.
of the trailer. They dropped them. Now, Mafia 1 Remake doesn't come out till...
August 20th.
Okay, August 28th. So it'll be probably around August, September when I actually play through these games. Which is a good thing I'm waiting, because there are some major problems with Mafia 2.
What a segue.
Thank you.
Well, just to highlight real quick.
Yes.
Mafia 2 and Mafia 3 are claimed to run with greatly improved visuals and audio. Claimed to. Now
Claimed
go
to.
ahead, Vin.
Okay. Oh, at 1080 and 60 frames per second.
Yes.
Okay.
That is
Now-
the claim.
That is the claim. Now, from the past week, we have had people say much differently, both on the Reddits, on the Twitters, on
It's very true.
a lot of gameplays we've seen. And this headline is basically that Mafia 2 is unplayable on console due to frame rate issues. So many of these frame rate issues are while driving. I'm assuming it's when there's load in and all that kind of stuff of buildings.
There's a lot of pop in. I watched like a video of Mafia 2 actually running on and going through a driving sequence, and they're going through like just a little inlet, I guess, between two like apartment buildings or something like that, and like it goes from a brown just like texture, and then all of a sudden it like
of course
loads in all at once.
I saw a little bit of it, and it was literally just the car like stuck, and then he like jolts the whole time. That looked terrible. So apparently there's also input lag on the controls, which is not fun at all. You cannot properly hear anything while using headphones. So I'm assuming like you can't tell where things are at, whether there's headphones, or maybe the sounds are weird. I don't
Sure,
really know.
The article didn't elaborate, but it said he can't properly hear anything.
The motion capture isn't properly synced. Oh god. Frame drops during cutscenes, and this is in nearly every section of the game. It's not just one section. The nice part is that some of these things can be like patched and stuff, but they have to work on a patch. Like this is like that probably isn't coming soon.
This is a piece of work.
Yeah, it definitely is. And so I'm glad I'm waiting to play, because I'm sure they'll approve it.
I want to know who gave the okay to release this.
Dude, and it doesn't even look great. The remastered looks okay, and it looks a little bit better. Like the hair looks better and the shadows look better, and that's about it. But I did see a comparison from the audio, and I know this says that you can't properly hear anything while using headphones, so I don't know if this was with headphones or not. But some guy was testing the audio between Mafia 2 and Mafia 2 Definitive Edition, and like it sounded really cool. But somewhere in that process, it's like laggy with the game engine and everything like that it's not properly coming through. But someone that did get it to work, it sounded great. Too bad there's too many bugs. Not everybody's going to enjoy it. It's all broken.
Yeah. Oh, and we should highlight the prices. So what is it? It's $60 for all three, right?
It's or 60 for all three. Yep.
Or 30 each.
Yeah.
Correct?
Yep.
Okay.
So it's actually not a bad deal. You're getting for $60, you're getting 3 games, 2 remastered and 1 remade. And when you buy that $60 bundle, that gives you access to 2 and 3 immediately, and then it'll give you access on day 1 to the remake of Mafia. Yeah, pretty good price. They're not trying to extort you there, I don't think.
No, it sounds like a fair deal.
Yeah. That's all I got on Mafia.
That's all I got. I played it back in the day. Really liked it. It's a shame to see it. Shame to see it fall, crash.
Hopefully, in like a month, we can report that there's a patch for Mafia 2, and that everything is magically perfect.
Hopefully, I just think it's. I hate that developers choose to release these games that are obviously unfinished.
You can tell they wanted to do that like surprise drop, like make a little hype, and then like the trailer comes out and it's like out now. When I would have been happy,
done this like 2 months down the line.
Right, I would have been very happy if they waited to release these with the Mafia 1 remake. I feel like they would have had more people buy it then, anyways.
Sure.
Because that's what I'm waiting. Maybe there's a sale.
Right.
Who knows? I can maybe get them cheaper.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. That's it. That's that.
All right.
Okay. Now, yesterday morning. Do you want to take this one or you want me to take this one?
No, dude, you watched it live. Go for it.
Yesterday morning, like 8 a.m., got a little notification on Twitter as I was rolling out of bed that there was a Summer Game Fest dealio going on. I was like, had no idea there was anything today. So I jumped on, and it was a Valorant stream, or Valorant themed Summer Game Fest.
Sure.
And basically what happened, just Jeff Keighley basically did his introduction, like, this is Summer Game Fest, gave the rundown for people that didn't know what it was. And then it went to a little weird commercial-like thing, I guess you could say, where it's the dev in his room and then one of the producers in her room. Obviously, like the social distance, they're doing like a video call
On Zoom, sure.
Yeah. And he says, we really want to get you Valorant, like, in these tough times, but we're sorry to say that we're not going to get you it this summer. Like, we're not going to get it this summer. And then it cuts to the producer, and the producer says, because it's coming out in a couple weeks. And then it's like all hype. And then, like, they show a little CG trailer of, like, a kind of a tiny bit of a new map. Characters going at it. It looked sick. And then Jeff Keighley basically interviewed them too. And so the game is launching June 2nd now with 11 characters instead of the previously stated 12. This is because one of the characters is a little unbalanced and they're still working on him. But that'll be like a month out of the game release, which is cool. It's just more content that people can wait for. And I think people are pretty happy with the amount of characters Valorant has right now, from what I've heard, at least.
Yeah. It's a good
and there will
amount.
be a new map and game mode at release as well. They haven't said what that new game mode is yet, but they said it's not team deathmatch. But they said it's going to be a shorter in-between game while you wait for the more competitive matches.
Oh, cool.
And then there will also be some sort of season pass type thing with cosmetic items in it. And then they talked at length about what they're doing to deter cheaters from playing. And that was it. It was a very short Summer Game Fest thing, maybe like 12 minutes. But it was good because it was like right to the point, and they delivered their news pretty successfully, in my opinion.
Cool. Sounds good.
Yeah, I don't think there's been a bad Summer Games Fest yet. Maybe news that I'm not excited about, but I like what they're doing here. It's a good idea.
Sure. I played the beta for Valorant.
Yeah.
Valorant a little bit.
Uh-huh.
It was fun. It's really hard.
Yep.
It's a lot of skill.
Mhm.
But I still had a good time.
Yeah.
Especially like once you start to get the hang of it, you start to be like, oh, like now I can play.
Yeah, now
but
I got
I
this.
never really.
We're gaming,
I never really
boys.
got the hang of it. Now this is pod racing.
Exactly.
Okay.
But no, I hopefully when I get a PC, eventually here,
Come on, baby.
Eventually,
It's gonna
yeah.
happen.
I'm really 180 and
Good.
then I can hop on some Valorant. That'll be fun. We can play, James.
I can't wait, Ben.
That'll be a great time.
It will. All right. Next up on the list. Treyarch's next Call of Duty title is rumored to be titled Black Ops. Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War. This is an article coming straight from IGN themselves. This title is posted by leaker Okami, a source that is also backed up by Eurogamer sources. And Okami said that this entry in the series will return to the series roots. And so
Now,
reports coincide.
Go ahead. Hold
Go
the
ahead.
phone real quick.
Right.
Do you remember the whole ad campaign for World War II, Call of Duty World War II? They're like, we're going back to boots on the ground, or right back to the original Call of Duty, and the game is just okay, at best.
Yeah.
And I hate when they
Some people
returning
really
to the
liked
series
World War
roots.
II.
I liked it for a little bit. It was fine.
Yeah.
But I'll take Call of Duty 2 from way early on over World War II. They're like the same game. One of them's just better.
I never played Call of Duty 2.
It's so
Wait,
much fun.
But what about World at War?
Oh, no, but that's not World War II. Is it?
Yes, it is.
Okay. All right.
That's a game that had Nazi zombies. That's the premiere of Nazi
I know.
zombies.
Okay, you're right. I'm wrong. I'm thinking of Black Ops because that was during Vietnam.
Sure. Anyway,
Yep, sorry.
so these reports... No, you're totally fine, man. Reports coincide with the recent opening of Call of Duty Warzone's bunkers,
Yes.
which data miners suspect a model for a Cold War-era spy plane inside the bunker called the U-2. Shout out Bono. This is important because we have heard that Warzone will evolve to accommodate multiple games in the series. So Infinity Wars, Taylor Kurosaki says that the Battle Royale mode will be the through line that connects all the different various sub-franchises of Call of Duty. So basically, as Call of Duty expands and goes forward as a franchise, Warzone will adapt and change to the different titles in the series that
That's cool.
continue to come out.
That's
It is
a good plan for them.
Mm-hmm.
If they continue to support it and make it interesting. I mean, Fortnite's surviving on like year 4 right now somehow. If COD can somehow make it relevant and interesting every year, or every couple months at least,
Right.
I'm sure they'll have the fan base. People are really loving Warzone. Warzone's pretty fun.
I like Warzone a lot.
Yeah.
I think it's my favorite battle royale.
Yeah, I'm liking it a lot more than Apex also. Apex was fun for a while.
Really?
Yeah, I think even though the movement in Apex is like great, but I think I'm liking, well, I don't know which one I like better now that I'm thinking about it. But I like Warzone. Okay. Now,
Right.
how do you feel that we're going back to Black Ops when there was a Black Ops last year?
I'm okay with Treyarch continuing to do Black Ops.
Okay.
That's like their token thing is Black
Yeah.
Ops. So,
'Cause-
I mean, I would like to see something different because it just
Yeah.
feels like they're really riding that IP into the ground.
Yeah.
4 Black Ops installments?
Mm-hmm.
And I guess people just associate Treyarch with the Black Ops name. Like, I get that.
Which is okay, yeah.
But
I guess, like, I used to, a couple years ago, I would have been like, okay, Black Ops is like the best Call of Duty series we have. But 3 sucked, in my opinion. And 4 was okay. I had some good times with 4. But overall,
4
like,
had Blackout.
what was Blackout?
Blackout was the Battle Royale mode. Before
Oh my
Warzone.
god, you're right.
Mhm.
Why, dude, I totally forgot about Blackout. That sucked. That was not good.
So, dude, the guy joined my party the other day on PlayStation, and he was like, "Yeah, Blackout was way better than this Warzone garbage." And I
Negative
was like,
Ghost Rider. I disagree. Hard disagree. But I guess what I'm most excited for is Black Ops Cold War. Would be the campaign. That's
That's what everyone's excited about.
And to be honest, most of these campaigns are pretty forgettable, so I don't even know if I'm that excited for it. In theory, a younger Vincent would be so stoked about this game. Me right now, I'm okay. I'm excited to see, I guess, what it is, but I'm not really super into it or anything.
Unless it's like Modern Warfare good, I can't see myself buying it.
Yep. I'll have to wait till then.
Mm-hmm.
That Modern Warfare gunfight beta hooked me, and that's why, like, that was the reason I bought it. I probably wouldn't have bought it without that beta.
Wow.
For reals. Okay, that's Black Ops Cold War. Now,
Yep.
James,
Now for some real news.
for some news, baby.
Mm-hmm.
This is hot off the press. Not really. This is just an update. Anthem is being worked on by a 30-person incubation team. This comes from Matthew Handran. I don't know. James, help me out on this one. Handaron from GamesIndustry.biz. In an official blog post, BioWare Austin Studio Director Christian Daly gave the first substantial update on Anthem's development since February, when it was confirmed that regular updates would be abandoned in favor of a more substantial redesign. "We are committed to this project," says Daly, who added that the Anthem team is starting to validate our design hypothesis. So they haven't even started.
Hypotheses.
They haven't even started. They're still mocking it up. There are around 30 people working on Anthem now, which Daly described as an incubation team. "We are a small team earning our way forward as we set to hit our first major milestone goals. Spoiler, it's going to be a longer process." Dear Lord. And yes, the team is small, but the whole point is to take our time and go back to the drawing boards. A small team gives us the agility a larger one can't afford. Admitting defeat and shutting down Anthem after a year on the market would be a major blow to BioWare's credibility as a core gaming studio, Fadi said. As Square Enix has shown, a hell of a lot can be forgiven and forgotten if a game's overhaul really works well, and perhaps even to the point of rescuing BioWare from serious reputational damage Anthem's launch has caused.
What game did Square Enix revive?
I don't know. I'm thinking about that as well, and I was gonna ask if you knew, but I'm not quite sure.
I'm doing research.
But so here's the dealio.
Mm-hmm.
I believe in Anthem. I believe that it can be a good game. It has It has a lot of potential. Now, when they tell me they only have 30 people working on making it better, and they haven't even started making it better, and it's been almost 6 months since we started hearing rumors about it, it being revamped. That's hard to hear because nobody's gonna wait 2 years. I mean, let's say this. In 2 years, we get a major Anthem update. Everything's revamped. It's basically a new game,
right,
with the same cutscenes because they're not gonna do new motion capture and stuff like that. That's done. It's gonna be all gameplay focused, I bet.
Unless
they do. I think 2 years, it's going to be old news, and it's not going to sell. What is it going to be on sale for like $5? And some people are going to pick it up and play it for like a day and hop off. They're trying to create a game that like people will spend a lot of time in, and I don't think 2 years out, people are going to be down. I don't know if people are going to be down.
Now, Vin.
Yeah.
I would agree with you.
Yes.
If it wasn't for the biggest turnaround in gaming history. That was No Man's Sky.
Fair enough. That still has a core player base.
And remember, Hello Games is a very small studio.
You're right. You're proving me wrong right now.
Hello Games is 25 people.
Okay. All right.
So even less than those who are working on Anthem. And I will give them the benefit of the doubt in terms of not being started on it yet, because they have to basically recast a vision.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
For where they want this game to go, right? Because they had a vision for it, but that vision didn't work.
Right.
So they have to say, okay, well, what do we want to do with this game?
Right.
And I'm excited. I saw this game on sale for I think it was on sale for $5, and I thought about adding it to my library.
Yeah.
Just so that when the time comes, and the metamorphosis and Anakin Skywalker that was burning in the lava on Mustafar rises up to the glory of Darth Vader.
Absolutely.
I'll be ready.
Yeah. I think it was I don't know, it was back when we were at school, the last month. I re-downloaded Anthem just to see where it was at.
I remember that.
I'm really close to done with the story, but I have to matchmake for the Stronghold mission.
Oh, no.
And nobody's playing the game, so nobody's matchmaking with me, and so I can't beat it by myself. Even I tried cheesing it, and I just couldn't do it, and so I can't even beat the story, dude. It's so frustrating. God.
Just turn it into Dark Souls and we'll find success.
I know. It'll take me 10 hours to beat it, but I could do it.
Do it, Ben. I believe in you.
All right, Anthem. I'm trying to stay optimistic. I'm glad we have an update. And that's it.
Me too. I really am. I want the best for this game.
Me too. It's pretty cool. It's a pretty cool game.
Yeah. It's a great concept. And the customization was cool.
Yep.
You know, the different things you could do with the... Yeah, it was very cool. Vin, I'm feeding you a lot of news today, but you did spend a lot of time writing up these 2 Assassin's Creed articles, so go for it.
Okay, we're back to reading a little bit more. All right. So, Assassin's Creed, we've gotten a little bit of new news updates from some devs. I have 2 main things that we've learned about Assassin's Creed Valhalla in the last week. One of them is that Assassin's Creed Valhalla map size is a bit larger than Odyssey's, confirms Ubisoft. This is from Alex Avard at Games Radar. In an interview with YouTuber Ubisoft dev Lafare, it's a French name. I know I butchered it. I don't really know. Yeah, something like that. Said that the map size of Valhalla is bigger than 2018's Odyssey, which itself represented the largest sandbox the open world series has seen so far, coming in at around 90 square miles of playable terrain. It's ridiculous.
It's a lot of miles. 30 by 30.
So he says, I would actually say, in terms of range, Valhalla is a bit larger than Odyssey. I do not have the exact figures at this stage, but we have not only created the whole country, which in this case is England, but a good part of Norway too. There are other secret worlds which I cannot speak about today, which contribute to the size of the game. It's not a small game. It's a game which is clearly ambitious, which will offer many hours of gameplay for the players. We know that Valhalla will let you explore cities such as London and York across the 4 kingdoms of England. But these latest comments suggest that the upcoming title, which is also launching for PS5 and Xbox Series X later this year, is even more ambitious than we first assumed. Now, this is a note from me at the bottom that says, this is against other reports we have seen that Valhalla's map is smaller than Odyssey, because complaints Odyssey was too big. This is directly against what we reported on last week, that it was a smaller map. I don't know, I forget what we talked about last week, that where we heard that the map was smaller. Was it a different dev?
It was definitely it was a dev.
So we have 2 devs saying different things.
Right, let me actually go back and look at the news docket.
Yeah, that'd be good to see.
Last week.
Thanks.
Yeah.
So, again, I know this is like beating a dead horse. I'm not angry about there being a bigger map, and I wouldn't be mad if it's a smaller map. Either way, they're going to make what's right for their game, you know?
Yeah, I trust him.
I do agree that Odyssey's was a little too big, but I would be fine having another big map if they just fill it with things to do. And actually, since Odyssey was so big, it really felt like you were exploring it. Like, there was always somewhere where I hadn't gone, and that was kind of exciting. Whereas if you're just revisiting the same places, that can get kind of old. But if there's nothing to do in general, then it's always going to be old. It's going to get old real fast. What's it looking like?
I have to kind of skate around because it wasn't last week.
Okay.
Was it last week?
I believe so, yeah.
Well.
I guess while you're looking for that, I can start with the next piece of Assassin's Creed news.
Just keep going through the Assassin's Creed news, yeah.
So, the next piece of news we got is from Zoe Trepannar at Game Rant, and she says, Assassin's Creed Valhalla won't force players to grind. A Kotaku interview with Ashraf Ismail, the creative director of the game, revealed some key info about the progression system. Most games through Assassin's Creed Syndicate allowed players to gain skills and gear through story advancement and exploration. Origins and Odyssey deviated from the formula by integrating levels and experience points, though some Odyssey players found it frustrating to have a level grind in order to stay involved in the main story. Many players are curious now as to whether Assassin's Creed Valhalla will have the same format. Many Odyssey players found themselves being taken out of the main story and forced to level grind. Valhalla will have a large number of activities available outside the story, like Viking raids and rap battles, but it sounds like they are meant to supplement the main story and not drag the player out for arbitrary grinding. The game director said he wants to avoid players hitting a progression spike that will lead to this exact problem of players being forced to grind, so they can continue the narrative. Aside from Odyssey's level and experience system being just plain annoying, it also led to players abusing story creator mode to unfairly farm XP. So basically, it's a very good sign that the creative director is speaking out so strongly against grinding in Valhalla, and Ubisoft seems to have learned from their big mistake in Odyssey. And James, you were talking about this last week also, that you didn't want to have to grind, like, to reach certain levels in Odyssey, right? That was one of the things that was stopping you from playing.
That was one of the things that was stopping me from playing Odyssey because of my experience in Horizon Zero Dawn.
Right. And yeah, Odyssey definitely falls in that category. So it's good to hear that they're creating ways where you will not have to grind. Because there was a time where I would spend like 3 days grinding and then play the next story mission on the 4th day because I wasn't like, that was at its worst.
I hate that.
So it's good.
That would drive me insane.
It's good they're trying to make that better. You know? Okay, did you find anything about the map size, people?
It's all overwritten by recent news about.
Okay.
I didn't find anything in our dockets.
Forget about it then.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, that's all my Odyssey news. There's my Odyssey weekly dump that I took.
That's great.
I'm very excited for this game.
I am too. And that's kind of from the dude who didn't play Odyssey because he was too deterred from not necessarily the size, but just the grindiness of it.
Sure.
So, next on the news.
Yep.
Is a particular event
Yeah.
coming out of Fortnite. You know, they did the Travis Scott concert. Now, it is the Christopher Nolan Tenet trailer.
Wait, that was backwards F. This is a regular F.
Is this your left hand?
Yeah, it's my
Okay,
left
good.
hand gives the F.
Okay, good.
Uh-huh.
This was revealed yesterday.
It was literally... the trailer was supposed to come out at 9 a.m. yesterday morning. There was no trailer
Okay.
at 9 a.m. At 3 p.m., we get tweets saying that there will be a Fortnite event in 1 hour, revealing the trailer. What the hell? What the hell, man? Keep going. I don't even know. There's not much substance here. It's just me being mad.
So the Fortnite event was really just Jeff Keighley interviewing John David Washington.
Yep.
But now they have the trailer up today without like just the
Fortnite-ness.
trailer.
Yeah.
Just the Fortnite. It's just the trailer, and it looks great. But
Yeah.
I actually, my buddy, I was in one of my meme group chats, and someone dropped the news that it was coming through Fortnite, and I was just like,
Yeah.
ugh, gross, why? And he was like, what? Why? Like, it looks good. I said, the marketing strategy.
Yeah, I don't get it.
And I don't get it that they cater to the. I get it because Fortnite is widely popular and like a lot of
Right.
people who want people, but like, why would you cater to that audience for a Christopher Nolan movie? It seems out of place, and it actually, I think it discredits the
I totally
film
agree.
a little bit because I can't take it seriously because
No.
now I'm like, oh, that's the movie that had the trailer
Fortnite
and
trailer.
Fortnite. Yeah.
Yeah, and I would think Christopher Nolan is the farthest person I would ever
Yes.
think to have a Fortnite trailer. Not in a million years would I think this. And to double it up, Christopher Nolan's a big person that doesn't like video on demand and stuff. He wants the theater experience. He's a big pusher of that.
Mhm.
And let me tell you, I cannot think of a worse way to watch a trailer than in Fortnite. I literally can't. James, after this was released, Christopher Nolan went on to Variety and told them that he will be having a watch-along party inside of Fortnite of a different movie, like one of his previous movies. He hasn't said which one, but potentially you can go into Fortnite coming in the coming months and watch a full 2.5 hour Christopher Nolan epic in Fortnite. The worst possible way to watch any of his movies. One of the greatest directors of our time playing one of his feature films in Fortnite. Exactly. That's exactly how I feel. Look at James, take a picture. That's me right now in the inside. Okay?
Oh.
Can you imagine watching Inception inside of Fortnite? Any of the Batman movies, like The Dark Knight?
And then you
God.
get your Batman skin for Fortnite right afterward.
Buy a $20 Batman skin and watch The Dark Knight. No.
With
not gonna
Christopher Nolan.
Like, dude, like 7-year-olds play this game. They're not gonna show The Dark Knight, you know
I
what I
can
mean?
just think of it's Christopher Nolan and a bunch of people who are actually there for like, hey, they seriously want to watch it, and there's that one kid who's just screaming in the mic.
He's scared as hell. Joker's on screen and he's like crying.
The dogs are barking in the background. His mom's yelling at him.
It's chaos. You're trying to hear Leonardo DiCaprio's dialogue in Inception, and you're like, dude, this kid won't shut the hell up. I can't even hear the movie. Oh my god. Oh my god. Interstellar, 2 hours and 50 minutes? Watching Interstellar on a tiny screen inside of Fortnite? No.
I can imagine just some dude in the back. I don't fucking get it.
Some other kid's like, bro, this is my 17th time watching Inception, and I have a full film breakdown if you want to look on my website after this Fortnite event. That's what's gonna happen.
Some dude is watching it on their phone while Fortnite is up, and it's
Dude.
explaining it.
Even worse, Somebody's watching a stream of someone playing Fortnite watching the movie. Okay, that's how it's gonna go. It's gonna be awful. Christopher Nolan, what the hell are you thinking?
I want to join just to see like what happens.
Me too. As a matter of fact, I think I will. Mark my words, I'll be downloading Fortnite and checking this out. Even though I'm so against it, I have to see what the reality of this is. I have to mean it. I'm doing it for the podcast, now. Okay? I'll have a full live reporting.
It's going to be Apocalypse Now, Vin.
It's going to be a what?
Apocalypse Now.
Oh, basically. It basically will be.
Yeah.
Okay, that topic went on longer than I expected to, but that might have been the best segment of our podcast so far.
All our 16 episodes.
Yep. That's it. That's a lot of that.
Fortnite. Okay.
Fortnite. Right.
So the Modern Warfare Season 4 trailer and information dropped. I didn't watch it, but Vinny took notes, so
I'm just really excited about Modern Warfare still. I don't know, man. Okay. Yep.
So the teaser was in the layout of a wiretapped conversation with classic COD classified intel all over it.
You know what I'm talking about, like the files with the crossed out stuff and
sure
classified. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yep.
Mm-hmm. Throughout the teaser, they talk about one man. At the end, they show a blurry picture who appears to be Captain Price, suggesting he will be the Season 4 operator. Other images show blurred guns. People have guessed that the Vector SMG and the Galil AR, very excited about the Galil, will be returning to Call of Duty. But Vinny the Vector was Vinny's go-to in Black Ops 2, so he's stoked.
Yep.
However, the Galil was my go-to in Black Ops 2, so this is the perfect pairing.
The Galil was my zombies kind of choice. 100% always.
Very solid. It made a very cool sound when you shot it.
Dude, especially after you pack-a-punch it. Oh my gosh.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I remember, I always liked the reflex sights because they were like longer.
Dude, Black Ops 2 was the game. Probably the best Call of Duty.
They should just remaster, like, that should be Treyarch's next game. Instead of doing Black Ops Cold War, it's just Call of Duty Black Ops. And then, but that's also hard because then they would have to span the time. Yeah. Because Black Ops goes from Vietnam to, like, future.
Yeah. God, Black Ops 3 sucked. That's all I gotta say.
God bless Black Ops 2. That was the peak of
1 and 2 are my favorite Call of Duties. Even though Modern Warfare 2 is so classic, but
I liked 1, but I played more of 2.
Oh, me too. Absolutely.
So, excuse me, going back to the info about the trailer and info. Rumors point to a new Warzone map, but Vinny thinks that the map is too fresh for that. Maybe a couple map changes, but not a completely new map. I would have to agree with you.
Yeah,
I don't think they would scrap the entire map. Right. Do you think they're going to pull a Fortnite and like do big events that change like the geoscape of the map?
If they do, I think it'll be a little different. I think it'll be like with the new season and the new like storyline that's happening. Because like the storyline this season is that Alex comes back from the dead after he dies in the campaign, or whatever. But maybe, who knows? Maybe with this season, we have Price and something happens to the map as a result of what Price does with the enemies or whatever. I don't know. There's opportunity. Obviously, they can't go as insane as Fortnite. And if they copy Fortnite, that's a bad look. If they completely copy.
Mm-hmm. I'm going to be honest with you, Vin. I have no idea what the hell's going on with the current storyline.
In Fortnite?
Modern Warfare.
Oh, it's pretty much
I
nothing.
didn't play the campaign. Okay, alright.
Campaign's great, though. Highly recommend if you haven't checked that out already.
I know, I've started it, but I haven't finished it.
Yep.
Any other thoughts, Finn?
That's not really.
Okay.
I'm sure we'll get a full trailer in the next couple weeks because Season 3 ends in like 10 days or something like that. So, we'll see.
Alright. We'll see.
All I care about is I have enough COD points that I don't have to pay money to buy the next season.
That's very nice.
Yes,
I wish I was in the same boat.
Heck yeah. Okay.
All right. To get in some politics analytics.
Yes. James,
Platinum
you
Games.
should take this one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Platinum Games suggests that it wouldn't be interested in selling up to Xbox. And so, Atushi Aniba, one of the devs from Platinum Games, I think he's actually the lead creative director or whatever of Platinum Games, in an interview with VGC, this comes straight from videogameschronicle.com.
Okay.
An interview with VGC said that selling the studio at Microsoft's stage would be, quote, the opposite, end quote, of what it's trying to achieve with steps into self-publishing. So Platinum is trying to get to be more of an independent studio. And so basically throughout this whole article, we'll see that, like, because they want to stand on their own 2 feet as a developer, they don't think that partnering with Microsoft would allow them to do that, and that they would force to, like, basically have Microsoft as a co-lead for the game and basically have a very high amount of influence on the Japanese developer.
Right.
But the even though this is like a big article that, like, they wouldn't do it, the conversation from Xbox, and even so Phil Spencer has said, like, he wants more, like, Japanese first party games to get more into that audience.
Right.
But the conversation of Platinum selling up to Xbox has not come to the doorstep of Platinum Games.
Okay.
So this isn't actually anything that has been in talks or has been presented to them. This is simply hypothetical.
Got it.
That being said, Iniba goes on and says, it's not that we're disinterested in Microsoft, but if the relationship were to be us working under their direction, I feel like that would be the opposite of what we're trying to do now and limit our possibilities. Any opportunities that would limit our freedom, I think we would be against. And so, as you know, or as you might assume, Xbox's sales in Japan are not only bad, they are dreadful. I wrote they are extremely lackluster and regularly among the lowest selling games hardware in the region.
That's
according to the market research company IDC, Xbox One has only made 0.3% of its global sales in Japan, with 15,339 units in 2018 compared to 1.7 million for PS4 and 3.5 million for Switch.
It makes sense that Switch is the highest in Japan.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
But, dude, only 15,000 units of Xbox in Japan?
Yeah.
That's like awful. That's really bad.
It's bad. Bayonetta designer Kamiya said that he felt Microsoft, quote, could do more to market towards actual Japanese gamers' tastes for their console. And so to me, this kind of comes off as like Xbox is the whitewash company, and like it just sounds like it is the white people's like console.
Yeah, and I mean, okay, let's think about this also.
Sure.
PlayStation and Switch are both from there.
You're right. That
Like
is a very good point.
Sony and
That is a very
Nintendo.
good point.
So, I mean, obviously they're going to sell a little bit better, but also, if we had that mindset that they're going to sell better where they're from, then we've completely proved that wrong here, because Sony is outselling Microsoft, and Microsoft's
In the
here.
US.
So
Yeah.
it's not even that
It's
much
a
arguing
lose-lose
that
for Microsoft.
Exactly. Which it's hard here, man. Like 15,000 units in Japan is that's sad. That's not good at all. That ain't it.
I can imagine there's the people that actually have Xboxes in Japan.
Yeah.
They must have the hardest time.
Dude, I think it's collectors only. It's nobody's actually playing these things to play them. They're just like, okay, well, I gotta own all the consoles. You gotta think there's at least 15,000 people that are collectors out there, not people that are gaming on them regularly.
Sure.
Imagine that one guy trying to play like an online game in Japan.
Of like Halo.
Yeah, on Xbox, and he's matchmade with the same guy over and over again, and they're best friends now because they've only played the games with each other. They have to coordinate what they're gonna play because they can't.
That's all of the
else.
Xbox gamers in Japan. They only all play with each other because they can't find anyone else to play with.
Yep.
It's so sad.
It's pretty sad.
He goes on to say it's never been cultivated for Japanese tastes.
Right.
And going back to Niva, he notes that, quote, I agree with the foreign feeling nature of the hardware, but I also admire that Phil wants to try hard in Japan. I would love to give him some advice, but I also feel that the success route into Japan has not always been about having the best hardware, end quote. That's been a very historically, sorry, just one point. Historically, Xbox has been like always concerned about having like the beefiest, best hardware in the game, and as we know with the PlayStation 4 as well as the PlayStation 5, it's that Sony wants the games. Like they are more about the studios that produce these great games. You've seen that with Last of Us, you've seen that with God of War, you've seen that with Uncharted,
right?
You know, and even Japanese games as well as they're finding success.
And this isn't really to defend Microsoft, but we've seen them taking steps to make this better.
Yes, we have.
Like in the Inside Xbox event. What was that game called? It looked sweet.
Yeah, I remember.
But
it was the hack and slash.
There. Yeah, the hack and slash.
Yeah.
And I think now they're starting to realize that they're totally missing out on this market.
When they only have 0.3% of your global sales in Japan.
Exactly. But you can't just like turn that around with a snap of the finger. You gotta have games. You gotta start like a whole push. But they're starting it, so we'll see how that goes.
Props to Microsoft for
sticking it out there.
For sticking it out and actually trying.
Yeah.
God. Yeah.
I like how we can. This is also funny.
Yeah. Go.
We can pinpoint to the one Xbox. We have 15,399. Like an exact number of Xboxes, whereas PlayStation is 1.7 million. We don't have all those extra digits that we care about. I just think it's funny that we can go all the way to the exact Xbox. Okay, that's it.
It's hard. We can find the exact last Xbox sold. That's funny. All right, so from IGN, speaking of PlayStation 5, it is reportedly 100 times faster than the PS4.
Yeah.
Which is hard for me to imagine. This is just a small thing, but I thought it was worth noting. It is hard for me to believe. During a corporate strategy meeting, Sony CEO Kenichiro Yoshida noted that PlayStation 5... Thank you. I tried. PlayStation 5's processing speeds are, quote, approximately 100 times faster than PS4, end quote. And so, they say that this is due to their custom-designed high-speed SSD, the one that has been credited with the ability to really make all of these progressive strides in terms of game development and running these huge games like we saw in the tech demo that we saw last week for Summer Games Fest.
Yeah. Okay. I want to throw you a little question real quick.
Question me.
Basically from the hardware, the Mark Cerny, event where they talked about the processing power and everything like that.
Which we covered on our show. Go watch the episode.
We did, yeah. About probably 6 episodes ago-ish. Okay. From what I was looking up, it is going to PS5 will have a graphics card that is close to the 2070. Like the GTX 2070, around there. Now that card
1070
alone,
or 2070?
2070. Wait.
Okay.
Yeah. That card alone, maybe at the lowest, can be bought for like $450 at the lowest.
Yeah, right now it's $400 on Newegg.com.
Yeah. how the hell are they gonna have that alone in this PS5 and make it $400 or $500?
Well, there were rumors that they were going to sell it at a cost because they were so confident that they would sell.
What cost are we talking about? More than 500? I don't think they'll push 5.
No, as in like a cost to them.
Oh yeah, right. But that's the thing. Are they going to take a couple $100 in cost, or are they going to take like 50? They can't do a couple hundred to themselves.
But excuse me, an internally produced hard piece of hardware, such as the SSD that is custom made, would it be cheaper to make because it is internally produced?
Could be.
And they don't have to.
Definitely could be.
Just a thought.
Yeah.
So maybe the major expense for the console is the graphics card, and so that's what you're paying the majority of, right? But then
because I mean, they said ray tracing and everything, so it has to be. That's all on the graphics card. I mean, and yeah, I guess a lot of it. But that was it. There's no really answer to the question. It was just to incite discussion.
No, that's good. I love it.
Okay.
All right. You want to take
we
this
are
one?
56 minutes in, and we have 5 more things. Yeah, you take this one.
No, we have 1, 2, 3. We have 3 more.
Oh, 1.
G2A.
You're right. Okay. Hit me with that G2A action.
Alright, so, for a long time, the legitimacy of G2A, the secondhand games online retailer marketplace, has sold a lot of discounted games.
Yep.
And so for a while, it was the most ethical decision that if you were an informed gaming consumer, that you would not buy games off of G2A because you are not giving the developers the money that they ask for their games, right?
Yes.
So this was because everyone thought that G2A stole game vouchers, or at least purchased stolen game vouchers at a reduced cost, or just illegitimately obtained game vouchers for a reduced cost. Now, G2A finally admitted, this is from IGN, admitted to selling 198 illegally obtained copies of the game Factorio, which is a resource management simulator. And so they, in response, G2A agreed to pay Woob Software, this is the devs of Factorio, 10 times the value of any bank-initiated refund costs that Factorio paid in relation to each of the 198 illegitimate keys sold via its marketplace. Now, earlier claims said that it would be happy to compensate developers if they could just prove that the games had been stolen, which sounds a little shady.
Yeah, that is a little shady.
Because it's like, well, if you can prove that we did it, then we'll be happy to compensate you. Sounds a little facetious. However, they said, quote, in order to assure honesty and transparency, we will ask a reputable and independent auditing company to make an unbiased examination of both sides, the developer's store and G2A marketplace. The cost of the first 3 is on us, and that is G2A, and then every next one would be split 50-50 between the 2 companies. End quote. So
that's
Woob
an interesting split up there.
It is interesting. Woob Software accepted, but couldn't find any auditing companies that met their agreed requirements. And so they both agreed that G2A would proceed with an internal investigation, which marks shady for my
James,
spidey senses.
Hold the phone.
Yeah, what's up?
Why is G2A doing their own investigation on what they did wrong? They know what they did wrong.
Dude, G2A is sketchy.
Okay.
Yeah.
You have to keep going.
Woob Software claimed that 321 keys were sold illegitimately. This is not just of Factorio, but just in general. 321 keys were sold illegitimately. Now, they finally found that only 198 of the 321 were sold by G2A, and the 123 others were sold via other marketplaces. So they did illegitimately sell 198, but those 123 others, although were illegitimately obtained, were sold via other marketplaces.
Right.
And so the blog post then claims that, sorry, my headset is a little tight.
Good.
The blog post claims that, this is G2A, that the 10 times value compensation they stated earlier was a limited time offer and adjust the promise afterward to just full compensation for chargeback fees incurred.
James, I think it's officially time to say G2A, hashtag G2A is over party. I think that's kind of where we're at now.
Cancel G2A.
Yeah, I would say this is a shit show. James, you did a good job with the summary here. You did a good job with that, because that could have been a very long, that could have been a long follow, but that was good. Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah. I don't know, man. Obviously, you hear this, and G2A is doing just some shady shit. I don't know what this. I don't know.
That's it's super shady, man. It's just it feels slimy.
It's very slimy. They're going back on their word. They're admitting some stuff that they did, but not everything that they did. They just keep revealing a little bit more.
Right.
They're investigating themselves. Why? I don't know. I don't know. This is very interesting. So we don't know how this is going to really turn out yet.
We don't. We just know
this is
they
in progress.
Are now. Yes, we just know that they are awarding full compensation for chargeback fees incurred.
Okay.
On.
That's the current agreement.
That's the current agreement.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
I actually hope we have a follow-up that says exactly what happens. Because I'm curious to see G2A is going to go back on their word and be like, oh, well, actually, we're going to give you 50% of what they were, or something like that, you know?
Right.
That's hilarious. That's hilarious.
Yep.
God.
It's comedy.
God. Okay. All right. Video game spending reaches a record high during the pandemic. This is from Sean Knight at TechSpot. These are some cool numbers. So U.S. consumer spending on video games reached an all-time high in the first quarter as gamers looked to quell boredom while ordered to stay at home to slow the spread of COVID-19. For the 3-month period ending March 23rd, March 31st, the U.S. video game industry generated $10.86 billion in total revenue. That's an increase of 9% compared to the same period a year ago, according to the NPD Group's Quarter 1 2020 Games Market Dynamics report. Video game content software accounted for $9.58 billion of the total, an 11% increase year over year. Doom Eternal, Modern Warfare, Minecraft, and Animal Crossings were among the best-selling during this quarter. On the hardware side, console makers raked in $733 million, led by strong sales of the Nintendo Switch, which continues to be next to impossible to find at retail. Accessory sales, meanwhile, increased 1% in the quarter to $503 million. James, there was $9.58 billion in video games sold in the last 3 months, just in the U.S.
I've been saying this for a long time, but the games industry is very lucrative.
I agree.
More than people realize. And the games industry makes more money than the film industry, by far.
Yep, it does. But it's also they cost more money to make sometimes, you know?
That is true. I did think of that. But this is pretty crazy. And a little bit of this is like no shit Sherlock. Of course, it's going to go up during pandemic when people have nothing else to do.
Yeah.
But I mean, this is only think about this in perspective. That this is a where's the percentage? A 9% increase compared to the same period a year ago. And that's a marginal increase. That is an increase, but it's a marginal increase. And think about what little of a difference that 9% makes in comparison from last year to this year, right? You go from if it's just a 9% increase, that means that there's already so much money being spent. Right.
Okay.
On video games.
I just did the math. Please correct me if I'm wrong.
I could not do that because I'm not good at math.
Okay. I put 9.58 billion divided by 60. If a game, let's assume that these games were sold at $60. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
There was 158,346,666 games sold.
It's a hell of a lot of games, Vin.
To make 9.58 billion.
It is and it isn't good math because not every game is sold at $60.
Yeah, that's just the assumption that for the full price game, obviously.
However, wouldn't there be even more? You would come out with a bigger number if you reduce that because there are games sold at $40 and $30 and $20, especially on sale. So it's actually probably, I want to say like maybe double that.
You're saying there's damn near 300 million games that sold in these last
potentially, because they're not all sold at $60 a game.
Yeah, that's true. But that's like a major speculation number. I wouldn't put the number that I just got anywhere near the truth. That's just from my thought process of trying to quantize this.
Sure.
It's a lot. It's a lot.
It's a lot of games.
Yeah, it is. Okay. Last story, James. Take it.
Last story? No. You wrote this, bro.
Okay, alright.
Take your story, dog.
GTA Online cheating is even more rampant during free giveaway. This is from Tyler Wilde at PC Gamer. That's an awesome name, Tyler. Tyler Wilde.
It's a solid name.
It is. Okay. Grand Theft Auto 5 is free on the Epic Games Store for PC for a limited time. As anyone could have predicted, the free copies of GTA 5 have resulted in a spike in cheating, given that the permabans are no big deal when there's no money on the line. Over the weekend, one acquaintance called GTA Online Unplayable, partially because Rockstar servers are not handling the influx of players well, and partially because of modding. And in the GTA community, modding is like cheating, but people don't hate modders because sometimes modders make the online experience more fun with different sorts of stuff. It's only cheating when those mods inhibit gameplay. That's what I've read about. Right. I haven't really played much Grand Theft Auto Online, so I can't really speak to that. Rockstar does issue bans for screwing with GTA Online lobbies, so once the Epic giveaway is over, the latest influx of modders may die down a little. If you don't have it, GTA 5 can be claimed for free on the Epic Games Store until May 21st, which is yesterday.
Sorry.
So, I'm sorry. I hate when I write these a couple days ahead of time, and then it's like, oh, I really got to check the dates to make sure I can even tell these kids they can pick it up.
You know, it happens.
Yeah, that's it. So if you're having a really shitty time on GTA Online, it might die down in a couple days. That's it.
That's the hope.
That's the hope. Okay. Now it's time for everybody's favorite segment.
Random fun stuff, baby.
Random fun stuff.
I'll kick it off for you, man.
Kick it off, baby.
PlayStation Now has 2.2 million subscribers, a surprising number in my mind because I never thought PlayStation Now would really kick off.
How many million consoles are there? Like 120 million or something like that at the latest number we have?
Yeah, something like that. So it's a very small percentage.
Yeah, it's like less than 2%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not great. They could be making some good money. If it was Game Pass, think of the amount of money that Sony would accrue.
Dude, random sidebar. I'm trying to build this parts for my PC and stuff and look at it.
Sure.
A lot of these graphics cards come with like 3 months of Xbox Game Pass for PC.
There's some great deals out there.
Yeah, they're really trying. They're really pushing it. Okay. Sea of Thieves is coming to Steam on June 3rd with full crossplay support, which is awesome. And obviously
really
crossplay
cool.
would only mean PC and Xbox because
It's not on PS4.
but that's good.
Yeah.
Crossplay.
Yeah. CD Projekt Red, or CD Projekt, becomes the most valuable video game company in Europe. This is very surprising to me. It overtook Ubisoft. Correct me if I'm wrong. And CD Projekt is not a particularly huge studio.
Yeah, it's not
Right?
giant, but they just make great content.
Right. So it's the most valuable video game company in Europe now. That's crazy to me. Very cool. Good job,
There's
CD Projekt. Love you guys.
There's another thing I was reading that CD Projekt, like their investors, they have less investors, but with a way higher what's the word I'm looking for? It's like the business term
Margin?
for donating a lot of money.
Oh.
Forget it. Anyways,
Yeah.
big profiles of money from a smaller amount of investors, which is making them more valuable, apparently.
Gotcha.
Okay. James, take this next RFS because I know you're excited about it.
Your horse in Ghost of Tsushima cannot be killed. It will get scared and run away. That's
Yep.
it.
Yep. You don't have to. I don't have to deal with little Sebastian dying all day in Red Dead 2.
No,
Thank God.
he will live forever.
Future seasons of Fallout 76 content will be free.
Cool.
Nobody plays this game, James. That's what hurts. That's what really hurts. And they tried to. How much was it for the last season? Like $100 or something?
No way, you're kidding.
No, they had like $100 update for Fallout 76 that was supposed to give you stuff. It was outrageous.
That's insane.
God.
There's a Serious Sam 4 teaser trailer out from Devolver Digital. Releases in August for Steam and Stadia. Vin, have you ever played the old Serious Sam games? I grew up on these games.
Are we talking? Are we talking Serious Sam like the Pajama Sam guy? Because that's what I think of.
No,
I think
that's
of Pajama
incredibly different. Pajama Sam is badass, but
I think
Serious Sam is a first-person shooter in
Okay.
which it's just like the original gore shooter that you just like run around and you go through levels.
Oh. Yeah, I know what it is.
Do you remember this? Do you know this
I do
game?
remember. I do. Yes.
Okay.
When's the last time we've seen a Serious Sam game?
It was Serious Sam 3, and I think it came out
Yeah.
in like 2013.
Okay, so it's
I
a long
didn't
time
play. It
coming.
was really hard, actually.
Okay.
It was called BFE. I don't know what the BFE stands for. But it came out in 2011.
Oh man.
I remember I played it and it was just stupid hard.
So 9 years since we've had a Serious Sam game.
I can't wait. I didn't know that Devolver Digital put these out.
Me neither.
Gotta love Devolver.
Yeah. Okay. Civilization 6 is free on the Epic Game Store.
Iron Man VR demo is out now. So if you have PlayStation VR,
Yeah.
go play it.
Go
Sorry to
go
cut you
grab
off,
that
Vin.
demo. Saints Row the Third Remastered received a 7 from IGN and is sitting at a 70 Metascore. Also, did you see
However-
the screenshots of like
I did.
it looked
The comparison.
yeah, it looks pretty good. Looks pretty good.
I read the Polygon article, and they gave it the Polygon recommends because they said this is one of the best remasters they've ever seen.
Damn. Okay. Better than Mafia
But-
2, I bet.
Better than Mafia 2. God, I can only hope.
Mm-hmm.
Last of Us 2 limited edition PS4 Pro controller and headset all announced. Now available for pre-order, available June 19th. It looks great. It looks really cool.
Amazing. I love it. I
Mhm.
love the etching, like the tattoo etching, or Ellie's tattoo on the top of the PS4. It's so sick.
Very cool. Vin, you got the best one.
Maneater Shark RPG out now. Now, I actually watched some of this gameplay last night on Twitch when I was surfing. And it looks super fun. This guy was literally a shark, like eating other sharks and stuff, and he was like dodging out of the way and like speeding towards them and like doing a bite. He had a whole strategy down. Like it was not just like that one stupid shark iOS game where you jump out of the water and eat people.
I remember that.
It was
one.
like it was a
Hungry Shark
full-fledged,
Evolution.
like full mechanics, like
Wow.
shark game going on.
Well, if you're just looking for that shark game itch, then this is the one for you.
That's right. That is right. And that concludes Random Fun Stuff for this week.
That concludes Random Fun Stuff. Thank you so much for watching this Strictly Casual podcast. Please join our Discord. Link in server. Link in description.
And if you want to follow us on Twitch, twitch.tv/Babashinga and twitch.tv/StrictlyYamez. Is that still what it is? Okay.
Yep, that's it.
Sometimes we do that too. So there's that.
Sometimes we do that too.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get a webcam right now, but
because
everyone and their mother wants a webcam,
yeah,
it's not happening.
Hey, if anybody wants to link us to webcams that are not inflated and in stock, let me know.
True.
Okay, that's a wrap. Peace out, everybody.
Thank you so much, everybody.
Have a phenomenal day.
Have a great weekend.